Welcome to the Ballroom State of Mind podcast, episode 8. Hi, friends. It's me, Amber Hayter. There's something that I want to offer you today, which is I was thinking about this the other day and how I've in the past made reaching goals so much harder on myself than I really needed to. And so I want to offer this to you. And what I want to offer is there's nothing wrong with doing it the easy way. Okay. For some reason, when we set goals, sometimes we also require ourselves to do it the hard way. And I don't know what this is about. I don't know why we do this. And I want to tell you an example from my own life where I saw this happening. So I was having lunch with my husband the other day, and we were just talking about things. And I was realizing that we're coming up. 2022 is the 10-year anniversary for this fitness class that I teach. It's called Club Dance, and it's awesome. And I knew that this 10-year anniversary was coming up. It's also the 10-year anniversary of me teaching fitness classes in general. And while I knew the Club Dance anniversary was coming up, I don't think I really fully internalized that it was the 10-year anniversary of me being a fitness instructor as well. And the reason this was significant to me the other day was because it dawned on me that, oh my gosh, I've been exercising regularly, multiple days a week, anywhere from like 2 to 6 days a week for 10 years straight. Like, that is really something when I stop and think about that. That's the very definition of making something your lifestyle. I didn't even realize that I had been that consistent for 10 full years because it was just what my life became. It just became what I do. This morning, I got up, I went to Club Dance. One of my friends was teaching it. I went to her class today. Tomorrow, I'm going to wake up and go see my trainer. And it's just what I do. It's just a part of my day. Now, it wasn't always this way. It wasn't always a lifestyle. It wasn't always consistent. Long before I was a fitness instructor, and even before I was just a member of the gym, I had moved to Salem, this town that I'm in. I'd moved from Portland, and the gym in Portland was like $25 a month. And so when I moved to Salem, the gym that was nearest me was $59 a month or something like that. And my brain just was like, well, that's ridiculous. There's no way I'm paying that. That's a ripoff, right? So I made the decision that I wasn't going to join the gym that was the closest and most conveniently located to me, where people I knew were working out. I decided, no, you can work out on your own. You can just work out at home. You don't need to go pay for a gym. Or I might say something like, well, prove that you can be consistent on your own, and then you can, allow yourself to go pay money for the gym. There's only really one problem with this, which is I don't really like working out on my own. I don't really like working out at home. I don't really like working out in my house. And so I was requiring myself to do something that I didn't even really like to prove that I could do the thing that I probably would like. And this is just dumb. This is just our brains at work making sure that we don't do anything hard. We don't do anything that expends energy. And it just keeps us stuck. It keeps us right where we are. Our brain likes that. Doesn't want to change the pattern. Doesn't want us to do hard things. Okay. So that's where I began when I moved to Salem. This was in 2008. Okay. So for a couple of years, I tried that. I tried working out on my own, and it was very hit and miss, like mostly miss with occasional hits. It was not something I could be consistent about. At some point, I think I bought a secondhand treadmill that I kept in my house. And so I would kind of work out on that from time to time. Also something I didn't like. But eventually, I realized I'm just not being successful like this. So how can I be more successful? So I decided, okay, you can join the gym now. We're going to allow it. because we're going to try to be consistent. But you are going to not pay for the childcare because the childcare is too expensive. When I was in Portland, it was a little more affordable. They did it in a little different way. I could use a punch card so I could make my childcare last. But when I moved here, they didn't do that. It was just a monthly rate. And I didn't like the monthly rate. And at that time I had 2 kids and I didn't want to pay for childcare. And so I said, okay, well, you can join the gym, but you're going to have to get up and go work out, when your husband's home. So it's either going to be like 5 a.m. or like in the evenings. And so I was requiring myself to get up early and to work out at like 5:15 a.m., which I didn't really want to do. I didn't really like it. I don't want to work out at 5 a.m. And I had little kids and it was just, I was getting up with them in the night. It was just so hilarious that I'm requiring this of myself now. Right. So fast forward a little bit longer. Okay. So that gym membership, by the way, I got pregnant with my 3rd child and I put that gym membership on hold because I just decided it wasn't worth paying for while I was pregnant because I probably wasn't going to work out while I was pregnant. And so I put that on hold. Fast forward a little bit longer. And now I've just had my 4th baby. Okay. Dawson. My 4th baby, I had this moment where I don't know if you moms have had this moment, but it was what I would call like body panic, where you've just had a baby, your body has just like deflated and it looks and feels terrible. You're exhausted, you're nursing your baby and getting up in the middle of the night. And I had this moment of panic where it was just like, I'm so sick of giving my body away. My body has not been mine. I've given it away for 4 babies and it's trashed now. And I need it back. I need it back right now. I'm going to freak out if I don't feel like it's my body again and that it's mine and that I have control over it. So I said, okay, Amber, you join that gym again. And we're going to pay for the gym membership and we're going to pay for the childcare. Because I had some stories. Another sideline here is I had some stories about myself that losing weight for me is harder than other people. I had a story that because I have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it's hard for me to lose weight, that the only way I could lose weight was with like a program like Weight Watchers. I'd lost weight on Weight Watchers at one time, long before I had kids. And I had lost weight on metformin, which was a diabetic medication they'd put me on for my PCOS. And so I had these stories that losing weight was harder for me and that I could only lose weight under specific circumstances. And I just decided to throw all of those thoughts and beliefs away and start new. And I told myself, Amber, you're not that special. I bet if you actually worked at this, if you actually made it easy for you to work out and actually like paid a little bit of attention to your food, that you're not that much of a unicorn. I bet losing weight is not that hard for you, not like you think. Let's test it for reals this time. You're going to join the gym and we're not going to make it hard on ourselves. You're going to join the gym that's closest to you. You're going to pay whatever it costs and you're going to pay for childcare because now you have 4 babies and my younger 2 were a little less than 2 years apart. So I had a baby and a toddler who I was getting up with and nursing and all that. So we're not going to require ourselves to get up at 5 a.m. We're going to make it easy where you can go work out whenever you want. And you're going to be able to go work out and bring the kids with you. So that's going to remove some of your excuses, right? So that's what I did. I joined the gym. I paid for the childcare. And wouldn't you know it, I started to get results. I started to get consistent. Now, there's a little other part of this story that you should know, which is when I started going to that gym and I started working out regularly, I lost about 20 pounds in 6 months. And then in another, I don't know, a few months, I think I lost it was a total of close to 30. Okay. So as I'm going to the gym, as I'm going to classes, which is what I like, and I'm working out with people that I know, which is what I like, and I'm being consistent, I got approached to try out to teach a class there, club dance. And I did not want to. This sounded terrible. It sounded like a terrible idea. And that's the story for another day. But I did try out, I did make it. And that was when I started teaching fitness classes. And when I started teaching fitness classes, my membership became free. And because I was an employee, my childcare became half off. So now those things that were holding me back before, which was just the money, which we could afford it, I just was not allowing myself to do it. But those weren't an obstacle anymore at all. And additionally, as I started teaching fitness classes and I started being consistent at that, the experience of being a fitness instructor and teaching multiple formats, learning how to be confident in front of people, learning how to engage with people, learning how to get to know members, learning how to be more social at the club, it started to build skills in me that have launched me into the person I am now. Okay. I could not even be the life coach that I am. I could not be the ballroom dancer that I am. There's so many things, building my coaching practice, building my coaching business, even talking right now to you on this podcast. All of this has been born out of my choice to go to the gym way back then and to join it. And it blows my mind when I think about how I was holding myself back in ways that I couldn't even predict, in ways I didn't even know were possible. All because I was just putting these dumb rules and parameters on myself, trying to make it hard for myself to accomplish the goals that I wanted to accomplish. Why do we do this? I don't know why we do this, but I just want you to stop doing it. We don't need to know why at all. Let's not even go there. Let's just decide to recognize when we're doing it, when we're making it hard on ourselves, and then stop doing that. And like, if there's an easy way, if there's an easy road to our goals, take it. I've seen this a little bit in my coaching practice as well, because as I've been building this business, I thought, oh, you know what? I need a website. It's like, well, you should learn how to build that yourself. Like, you should really know how. Have you ever built a website? It's hard. It's really hard. And I did do it. I did build a very basic website, and it took me so long and so many hours that now I'm thrilled to pay someone to do that for me. I'm happy to. And it's so much easier and it's so much faster, and I don't have to spend the time on it. It's way more efficient for me. I have experts who work on it, who update it and make sure it's running and all of that, and send me reports. And I love it. It's so much easier. And it's so much easier for me to move forward on my goals when I'm not stuck in the mud because I've decided to make it harder on myself. Also, ads. Like, I just, for the first time, ran a Facebook ad. But in the beginning, all along these last couple of years, I thought, you need to know how to do that yourself. You need to know how to create the ad. You need to know how to do all of that work so that when you eventually hire someone, you know how to talk to them about it, blah, blah, blah. So for 2 years, guess what? I didn't do anything about the ad. Okay. When I finally did a few months ago, start to work on an ad, I could not make it work. You guys, I could not. I did so much. I created the copy. I found the pictures. I got into Facebook. I figured out enough to kind of figure out how to do it. I created email responders to like work on the funnel. Some of you, none of this means anything to you, but the point is I got part way and then I couldn't even make it work. And eventually I had to hire somebody to do it anyway. And I love it when I hired it out. It's so much better. She's an expert. She knows what she's talking about. She knows. And the work I did with her, we did it online together on Zoom. The stuff that she did, there's no way I would have been able to figure that out. Certainly not in any kind of short amount of time. So between the Facebook ad and the website, I was also, again, engaging in that pattern where I set a goal for myself. I decide something that I want to do, and then I make it really hard on myself to actually do it. Don't do that. So in this resolution season, I want you to pay attention and notice where you're setting goals for yourself, you're making plans, and then you're adding rules and parameters that are actually going to make it harder for you to reach your goals. Ask yourself, what would be the most direct path to my goal? Sometimes it will require you to spend a little money, but not always. This isn't about just spending a little bit of money to make your goals easier. This is just looking for those ways in which you're just making it hard on yourself. So what is the direct path? And then ask yourself, what would be the way to do this that I can make it easier on myself? Like, do I need childcare to reach some of my goals, whether it's fitness related or health related or work related? Do you need childcare? Whether you need to pay for it or not, are you minimizing the childcare that you need for yourself? Could you be giving yourself more childcare so that you can accomplish those goals? If you're working on a health goal and you're working on your food, are you requiring yourself to go to the grocery store and buy the materials to create these healthy meals because it's cheaper if you cook it yourself versus maybe getting prepackaged meals that are already portion controlled and already calorie controlled for whatever you want? Are you making choices that are going to make it just a little bit harder? You're adding these layers that are making it harder to achieve your goals. That's just what I want you to notice. Okay. There's nothing wrong with taking the easy way, you guys. I coach people on this and they'll talk to me about something and then they'll say, yeah, but I don't want to do it that way because that's the easy way out. Like there's some honor in doing it the hard way. And listen, sometimes I do want to do it the hard way. Sometimes I like doing hard things to show myself what I can do. But there's other times where it's not that honorable to do things the hard way. There's times where do it the easy way. There's nothing wrong with doing it the easy way. I'm here for it. Whatever you need to do, whatever you need to think, whatever you need to believe, whatever you need to feel to make these goals happen for you, I want you to do that. Let's get going on these dreams, y'all. Let's get going on these goals. You can do it. All right. That's what I have for you today. Make life a little easier on yourself. Nothing wrong with it. Let's go get those dreams. Okay. Talk to you next time.